3 ships returning migrants from the Greek islands of Lesbos and Chios have arrived in Turkey. More than 200 economic migrants are now being registered. They're expected to be sent to northern Turkey. Well, that's what's happening in Turkey, but in Greece, it's also dealing with the remaining refugees who are still there. Well, Dimitris Skleparis joins us now live from Athens. So, Dimitris, the people are finally being sent on from Greece. The process has begun. It's a good day for what's happening with the refugee crisis.
Hello from Athens. I believe that it's a first good step, especially with regards to the first resettlement of people from Turkey to the EU, to Germany. It's a first step. However, I have my concerns with respect to the human rights and to the logistics of the ongoing operation, especially with regards to the situation in Greece on the islands at the moment.
Absolutely. It's not just the islands, though, is it, Dimitris? There are thousands of refugees stranded all across Greece. How is the government there going to cope with the coming months and perhaps years for all those people still there?
Yes, you're right. So there are approximately 12,000 people at the northern border of Greece, and there are 4,000 to 5,000 people in Piraeus port. The situation is gradually deteriorating in these two places. It's very hard for people, for migrants and refugees, to accept the fact that there is no hope that they can continue their onward journey. It's been very hard for the government, for government officials to convince these people to be transferred to the formal accommodation and reception facilities. So it's very challenging for the Greek authorities altogether.
And Dimitris, just on that then, there are formal accommodations for these refugees. What's being done to try and accommodate as many as possible in Greece? And can Greece even afford to have thousands of people living in the country in such economic straits?
Yeah, it's going to be very challenging for Greece to not only integrate these people, but host them in the first place. It's very hard for the Greek authorities not only to coordinate these efforts, but also to provide some first-level assistance on the ground for these people. There are already more accommodation facilities being built. There are more reception facilities that are being prepared, but Greece is in need of more humanitarian assistance, more funds, and of course more resources, both in material and non-material levels from the EU.
And Dimitris, finally, if you can just give us, what's the latest that the Greek government is doing to try and get countries in the Balkans to open up their borders to allow people to move on through Europe?
I'm sure that the Greek authorities have come to terms with the fact that the Balkan route is closed. So the borders towards Germany and the rest of the EU are closed, and the Greek government is working on this case scenario, basically. More coordination is needed between the Balkan countries and Greece in order to communicate each other regarding the other borders and the other possible routes. And we're hopeful that these countries will be able to coordinate and communicate with each other.
Absolutely. Well, Dimitris, we have to leave it there, but always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on TRT World.